Yo, Tim OD has gone missing. I don't know where Tim OD has been. It's been 2 months since I've seen that guy. This is before the San Diego Regionals. So I'm gonna go to the San Diego Regionals and try to find where he is. Let's go. Yes. We're descending. Is it descending or ascending? Ascending to the regionals, baby. Look at this view. Beautiful view right here. Oh, brother. Is that Tim OD? The ball burn guy?
The ball burn guy?
Is he not playing Yu-Gi-Oh anymore?
I think he moved on, bro.
He really did. What is up, YouTube? It is your boy echo-YGO. I'm coming at you with the legend here, bro. Tim, tell him who you are, bro. Tim OD.
If you haven't seen me before, you should watch the other video. It's lots of fun.
Yeah.
We're just here playing Go. We enjoy ourselves. So here's another Tim OD patented classic.
Classic, bro.
A classic.
So this guy just dropped a banger at the GOAT format community and just fucking dipped. What happened to that, bro? When are you posting?
Soon.
Soon.
Trademark. It's actually gonna be about this day.
Let's go.
It'll be up soon.
Hey, I'll put his channel top link in the description, guys. Please,
No,
first thing you do is before even you drop a like, sub to my boy Tim OD. LeBron James, scream if you love Tim OD. No!
Don't expect a release timetable.
Okay.
Right, but I'll put stuff out, and I hope that you'll like it. I have to edit the footage.
Calvin YGO right here. Damn. All right, Tim. What did you bring, bro?
So this is a little evil contraption I made with a friend. It's called ECTOPLASMER Control.
Ooh.
The name itself is actually a red herring, but you know that's what gets everyone, right? You guys like rogue decks, and this is as close as I can make to a rogue deck that can actually perform.
That's right.
I've won a handful of tournaments with this before, but
yeah,
it's not always like the highest like caliber, but it's fun and it's won a good amount. So
yeah, I
wanted to show some thoughts, and I thought the deck was cool because I made it from scratch and with some help from my friend Austin.
Let's go. Let's get it started, bro.
All right, so let's get started. So it's gonna be in the thumbnal.
Oh.
The first card is gonna be Dark Necrofear.
Oh, shouty!
Alephia2 actually made his Archfiend deck. He played this in it, and it's funny. It removes the requirement of having to play lights in your deck because it only requires fiends. So if you are actually looking at the pool of cards, you don't have to worry about having to shove in your Moths, your Thunder Dragons, your Blade Knights, whatever lights you want to play. You got to just play Darks or Fiends, which is really helpful. It's just there because it's an extender. The body matters sometimes, but it's funny that her stat line is actually perfect because if she's in defense, you can't really punch through with anything reasonable, so she has to get banished. And if you attack with her, she has 2200 attack, which means she'll die to the Seesaw, which lets you steal it. So against like Seesaw and BLS, you crash and you take. Or Jinzo, which is really good because if they have Jinzo, they can't use traps to stop them. So it's really cool, really funny tech. I just love the card, watched it a lot as a kid, so you'll have fun with it. Yeah. And then to facilitate the fiend count, you'll play 3 Giant Germ.
Giant Germ.
I was looking around for recruiters because things to fill the grave, and I ended up coming up on this because the deck actually does a lot of effect damage, like burn damage.
Yeah.
So this is a good card because it's not only a recruiter, but it has burn synergy. And it loads up the grave fast because with recruiters you have to wait every time one dies, but Germ summons as many as possible. So if one Germ dies, you're guaranteed to see the other 2. Oh. So you don't have to worry about having them get clogged in your deck.
Okay.
Its stats are not like real, but you don't care about the stats.
Yeah.
Right?
You care about the body.
You care about the body. And then the star player.
Oh, let's go.
Malice Doll.
Oh.
I tried playing 3, it sucks. So 2 is good enough. It gets the job done. When you see the rest of the deck, you'll understand that seeing 1 is great, but seeing 2 is horrible. So you only want to see 1, and there's substitutes for this card's purpose in the main that aren't as good, but will make do until you see it.
Yeah.
The stat line is no joke. 16 is good enough to kill anything that's not a dedicated beat stick, and 17 is good enough to wall anything that isn't a dedicated beat stick. So setting it is actually not bad. 17 walls like rats, recruiters, it walls breaker with no counter and tribe. Ooh. So it actually walls a surprising amount of monsters, and being able to attack with it and then like tribute it away for Ectoplasmer is really good. If you don't know what it does, when it's sent to the grave by the effect of a continuous spell card, then during your next standby phase it comes back. And the continuous spell doesn't have to stay on the field for it to come back.
That's devious, bro.
It's pretty good.
That's devious.
It's cool. I mean, it's a fiend, more synergy.
Yeah.
And then the best fiend, you guys probably don't know this one, is Knight Assailant. So
He's a fiend?
he's a fiend, yeah.
He's a what? How do you say that in German?
Nachlicker Angreifer. So, you'll be looking some knocks.
Oh.
So, the point of this card is that it ties in with the level 1 Dark Mimic.
Yeah.
They're flips and they're fiends and they're good, right? I mean, what can you say about that?
Yeah.
I play discard traps, which I'll show you later, so it facilitates a discard trap. And you want to be drawing cards if your opponent's giving you time. So if you're playing a control deck and your opponent gives you time, you want to gain advantage. It's also good to set because, you know, sometimes you have the problem where, oh, I don't want to flip my set monster because it's stuck in attack position. Because you have Ectoplasmer, you can clear them away.
Ooh.
So you can flip this and draw a card, and then maintenance this away, and then maybe keep your Thousand Eyes. Or, I mean, you can't flip it with Thousand Eyes, but keep your other important monsters. It works with the side well as well, because they're easy slots to take out. So that's the 2 and the 2. That rounds out the Fiend monsters, and then we have generic cards. So the Breaker, the Tribe, the 1 Tomato. This goes into Germ, which is funny, and then Sangan Serpent. So this is a Fiend, comes up. But this is like the monster lineup. This is all the monsters. So it's actually pretty not bad because this is like a very anti-aggro deck. So you're making it to beat like Rogue and Warrior. Against Chaos, you have to side really well for it. But the main is pretty robust against everything that isn't exactly Chaos.
Yeah.
And even against Chaos, you have options, which I'll show in the spell lineup.
Oh, we're gonna have some spice coming up.
Yeah, so the cool part about playing the 1 Tomato is that it grabs a lot of monsters in your deck. It grabs the monsters you can flip face down, and it grabs the Germ, which is important for loading up, and it also grabs the Sangan. This is a list where, because of Ectoplasmer's existence, you want the Serpent as soon as possible. Because it's discard fodder and it's infinite Ectoplasmer fodder. So if you're protecting a real monster, you want to have something to tribute away. So seeing the Serpent sooner is like the replacement for the 3rd Malice Doll, right? So you have like good options there, and it's fun. I mean, the deck is goofy. So that's the whole monster lineup, and then.
Hey, can we talk about the mat real quick, bro?
You like
Look
that?
at this. Look at this.
It's the Hellstar. You got Sangan right there. You got Tainted Wisdom. You got Spirit Reaper and Duo.
Delinquent Duo.
Pod Duo on turn 1.
We got the Delinquent right here, bro. Delinquent Tim
No,
OG.
I could never be Delinquent. He's too cool. Him and his brother.
Nah, you're cool,
and then
bro.
the other side is
What we got? What we got?
It's the Graceful, and then this is not a go.
Duality.
That's not-
Brother.
Tangle Plant? And then
What do you say about that, Fitz? Tangle Plant? Fuck that.
Max C? Alright, and then the spells, the Man of the Hour. Right, Ectoplasmer.
What does this card do for the people that don't know?
Yeah, if you don't know, you didn't watch the show because you're not cultured. The spell effect is at the end of the turn player. That player has to tribute a face-up monster they control, and if they do, it burns their opponent for half of its original attack. So the reason I came up on this card is because I was thinking about removal.
Yeah.
And I really like the idea of infinite removal that is just, it's a cost of life points, but it has the main downside of being timed.
Yeah.
Right? Because it takes too long to remove stuff. But the idea is that if you're playing a control deck, you just play cards that keep you alive, and then the Ectoplasmer is infinite removal. So you kind of stop them in their tracks if they're trying to beat you down. The most heart-crushing thing is if you play your Ectoplasmer, and then they attack you because they're trying to push damage, and you hit them with the Scapegoat.
Ooh.
So you play the Scapegoat because it's the best thing that you can use, because you can set it, and when they heavy you, trying to hit the Ectoplasmer, you chain it. So you're turning their heavy into 1/1. Right? This deck takes a lot of restraint and discipline because you can't play too many spell traps or you'll lose the heavy because you're playing a continuous card.
Yeah.
So you want to pace yourself, but don't overextend, but don't play too little because you want to live.
Yeah.
So you play Scapegoat because it tributes for Ectoplasmer, and you play Metamorph because it's control, right? You play control.
Metamorphosis.
I used to play 3 of Clog too much and I lost it. So I'm playing 2 again, and it's good. I have no complaints. I see it when I need it, and I don't always need it to win the game.
Yeah.
And a fun thing is if you want to kill your opponent, you contribute your Thousand Eyes for Ectoplasmer, and then the turn after you kill them.
Wait, question for you, since you're a judge. If you tribute Thousand Eyes, does it burn for the attack of the monster equipped?
It's original attack. So it's the attack printed on the card. So it would be 0. It burns for
okay.
It's never the amount that you're gaining. So if they tribute a panda, it's burning you for 400.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, that's good actually.
Yeah.
Because burn is actually this deck's like kryptonite.
Yeah.
I actually don't even side anything for burn because you lose that matchup. It's not winnable.
Okay.
But it's not made for that kind of stuff. Like this is a fun deck you play into a room of decks you know it's gonna be there. Like I played this deck and had a lot of success when there's a lot of warriors.
That's right.
And I did win against chaos players with this deck too.
Yeah.
It's just if most of the room is chaos, especially the builds that are like made for the mirror, so they're playing a lot of draw and a lot of value, you can't really win that. But if they're slowing themselves down with like dust shoots and judgments and stuff, you'd be okay. Judgment is hilarious because they don't realize you're a burn deck. So you just kill them.
They judgment your scapegoat and then you hit them with the little
ectoplasmer. And then they start making really bad plays because they have to keep their life total high enough.
Yeah.
And then you can kill people with giant germ.
Oh, giant germ.
Giant germ. It's really cool because a lot of times with creature swap. Oh, hey.
Oh, spoilers.
With creature swap, you can do plays where you give them giant germ.
Yeah.
And then you summon a monster and run it over, and then giant germ burns them for 5, and you summon 2 giant germs to attack directly.
Ooh.
So that's 2,500 damage, ignoring the battle damage they took from the germ dying.
Yeah.
Right. So that's actually a lot of damage.
Okay.
Right? And then we go to the more standard spells. We got Hot Graceful Duo.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
And then Nox, you need them.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Removal.
Oh, actually, they're a little bit better in this deck than you think. So people will see Ectoplasmer and they don't want to take free damage, so they'll set a lot of monsters.
Oh.
So you actually end up getting a lot of clean hits. A lot of times they'll have very little back row or no back row, and they'll set a monster to avoid the Ectoplasmer tribute. By the way, if you have no face-up monsters, you can't. Ectoplasmer activates anyways, but then nothing happens.
Oh.
Right? The tribute's also not cost; it's an effect. Right?
Okay.
So if you activate like the trigger of Ectoplasmer and they MST it, you don't tribute anything.
Okay.
Right? It's only when it resolves.
That's good to know for the viewers out there.
So when people set monsters because they're trying to survive, you can just go knock their set monster, normal summon your Malistol, hit for 16, and then end phase Ectoplasmer for 800, and then this will come back to turn out.
Yeah.
So like that's really easy.
That's
like,
dope.
Really free damage, yeah. And people will make misplay against this deck all the time because when Ectoplasmer is on the field, it puts mental pressure on them and they'll make misplays because they're in a game state they don't recognize. Right? They get hasty. And then you the creature swap.
Okay.
So you have actually a million different targets for this card. It's like scapegoat tokens. You can give them germs. You can give them your Malistol. Because then on their end phase, they have to tribute the Malistol. Yeah. Or they just will tribute something else that they care about, so they keep the Malistol so that I don't get it back. And that's fine too, right? The creature swap is so good. Against aggro, it's amazing. Against control, it just sucks because they can hit you with the tokens. But you would just hold it, right? And then you do win the mirror, by the way. So if you're playing against goat control, you win because you just sit there and stall against them.
And they just have to tribute their 1,000 eyes.
Yeah, or scapegoat tokens, or not play any monsters.
Yeah.
But if they do either of those, you just let the Malistol loop.
Yeah.
You just don't attack. You just let the Malistol loop because they can't 1,000 eyes the Malistol because it goes away during your end phase every turn.
Oh.
So it's 800 every turn, so on 10 turns time.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes they just don't have cards in 10 turns. And then the one heavy.
Oh.
I needed some more stall to stay alive, and 3 scapegoat wasn't enough, so the 1 swords.
Oh.
This is what I was talking about, the discipline, where you have to be careful not to get heavy. But if they use their heavy, or you know they don't have it, or something like that, this is so good because you can play Ectoplasmer and then play this, and as long as you don't get heavied, they can't play a monster that's face up, or else it just gets tribute to end phase, which is fine. It's like, imagine if you turned Blade Knight into Ukazi. That's horrible, right? You wouldn't play Ukazi in your main deck, so Blade Knight becoming Ukazi is not a good card. So the entire concept is that the life point cost of removal is worth it, right?
Okay.
And then Snatch.
Snatch steal.
The cool thing too with Snatch is sometimes you have to debate like, oh, do I want to banish the Seesaw or whatever, or do I want to tribute over their monster to get rid of so they don't get it back? You just Snatch, hit them, and then you tribute for Ectoplasm. And then they take whatever its attack was, right? I've done this a lot to Jinzo, a lot to Monarchs, Chaos Sorcerer. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
The only time you don't do that is if you want to banish the Chaos Sorcerer, the BLS, so they don't get attributes. But Snatch feels so good in this deck.
Snatch steal.
And then I'm playing enough discards, so you play 2 Regeki Break.
Oh, who is this signed by, bro?
John Umali.
John Umali.
That's the SJC champion.
That's right.
He's cool. He was a really cool guy. He was really chill when I played him.
Hey, John Umali, if you're watching this, bro.
If he misses some
come
Go
back,
format,
bro. Come back, yeah.
We love Go format.
If you guys didn't know, this guy topped the first, or he won the first SJC ever.
He's the original, like, first ever Yu-Gi-Oh! Worldwide champion.
Yeah, and he signed Tim's card.
Yeah, he signed my Regeki Break.
That's dope.
And then I got a spicy trap at the end, but you're good one-ups, right? I don't explain them. They're good.
Look at this high end right here, bro.
I wish these were first.
Soon? come
No,
soon?
no.
No.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I did get a rig.
Oh.
And then finally, this is the hotness.
Let's go.
The cylinder.
Oh.
Oh my god, this crushes dreams.
The goo.
You set the cylinder, and they're expecting scapegoat, so they're like, I'll just attack into it.
Yeah.
And then they attack with something, and you cylinder them. It burns them, and then they also lose their monster.
And they get salty, bro.
Yeah. So think of it's like slow Saku, but it burns them too.
Yeah.
Imagine you attack, and you're like, if I get Saku, it's fine. You take 16 to 18 or whatever,
And then your shit dies.
And
Yeah.
your shit dies at end phase.
Damn.
That's so heartbreaking, right?
That is.
So that's the main deck. It's funny, but the side deck is where it gets interesting. So this main deck is very like very focused. Like it does one thing.
Yeah.
But host side, you play around the fact that they think you're gonna be playing a certain deck. So I signed into like Alephia 2's like Fiend Beatdown.
Yeah.
But without Archfiend. So it's 3 orc.
Let's go.
You leave in the ectoplasmers and the scapegoats because you want your bodies to survive.
Yeah.
But if you want, you can attack directly with this and tribute. That's 3,300 damage.
Whoa.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Right? And they're gonna be playing like back row hate, or they're gonna be playing around scapegoat, which doesn't matter because this Mog's there.
This guy's big.
22.
Mog them, bro.
Mog.
Hey, give him a little mog, bro. Oh.
And then following that suit, we have Warrior Lady.
Okay.
It's just there for the beatdown aspect. It clears recruiters, which beatdown hates.
Yeah.
And it clears big monsters. It's just good at clearing annoying stuff. And it plays into a spicy side card I'll get to in a second.
Oh.
And then you have Cannon Soldier.
Oh no.
So this is the target for Tomato when you want to kill them with Scapegoat. Because if you set this card and it's there for a turn, you can go on your opponent's end phase. Scapegoat. And then on your turn you flip and tribute for 2,000. And then you scapegoat again on your turn. Because you didn't summon that turn.
Yeah.
And then you have 5 monsters, that's 25. So that's 4,500.
4,500 burn
Off
damage.
the Tomato getting hit, right?
Wow.
So if you have to, Scapegoat set and Tomato gets hit, you have that line available to you.
Yeah.
Right? That's a lot of damage,
Yeah,
especially
that
when
is.
they're getting leaked by attacks or ectoplasmer triggers.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Damn.
And then 1 Karibo.
Oh,
So-
that's cute.
This card is actually so good. People already know about this, but for people who don't, it's a level 1 Fiend.
It's a fiend.
It's dark. It's used for metamorphosis over Scapegoat.
Yeah.
So Scapegoat's really bad, notably against Burn and other really annoying decks. OTK decks like Cat Combo and Stein decks and RGT.
Yeah.
And this card is so clutch because it lets you make Thousand Eyes still for the level 1, and it also prevents you from getting OTK. So it keeps you alive long enough for your control shell to do its thing.
Yeah.
Right. And obviously, in your lowering damage is good, right? Because they can burn you back with Ectoplasm. So this card's really good. I tried playing 2, but it's super good. The MST. So it was in the main, but now it's in the side. I found out most of the time the MST didn't do anything because I didn't care if they played Snatch, Call, or Pre-Mat.
Okay.
Because the Ectoplasm is doing its job.
Yeah.
So the MSC ends up the only thing that's actually clears that I care about is Wave Motion Kit. Or like these,
Oh,
like,
wave motion cannon.
That's the Wave Motion Kit.
Yeah, right here.
Shout out to Young Meat.
Young meat.
So this card is just in there for BS matchups, any bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So things that play like continuous spells or traps you don't want to deal with. Sometimes it's important for the beatdown because you want to clear back up for the beatdown, right?
For the big guy.
These go together.
Make
yeah.
way for the big boy.
Yeah. And then pre-mat, and then with the pre-mat you play True Nades. So the reason I chose True Nade over any other card is because with Ectoplasmer turning up your timer, you actually end up killing them fast enough for the card advantage not matter.
Yeah.
And being able to bounce pre-mat with True Nade comes up a lot. So True Nade for the beatdown aspect of the deck is really good because it lets your play be guaranteed, and you get those options where you like True Nade, Necrofear, and then I'll spoil it.
Oh,
Already
give it a little. Return from a different dimension?
Yeah, so this was the last card I was going to show, but it comes up now. So this is the reason you play it. You play with all of the beat dicks.
Yeah.
Beat dicks.
Beat
downs.
Ooh, they probably got beat dicks
And
right there.
you use the combination of the giant germs as the recruiter and the giant orcs. Wow, the giants. To get enough beans for Necrofear. So the turn you want to kill them, you True Nade, and then you go normal or whatever,
Special
and then
summon.
you go effect to summon this, and then you use this in the battlefield. And you're usually
You return
summoning,
your three
it's
big
usually
boys.
something like this.
No, not for me. For anybody.
Right? Or this. and that's a lot of damage.
And then you
right?
clap them.
Yeah, and if that's not enough, you still have
Ring of Destruction.
I was talking about ECTOPLASMER, but that works too. Ring of I was gonna say ring inappropriate.
Say it, go ahead,
Ring
go
of
ahead.
Destruction.
That's right.
The most violent cock ring in existence.
All
Alright, sorry.
Alright, yeah, we're going off topic, bro.
And then your traps, Sakus and all the hunters. So the Sakus are interesting because they're like, oh, isn't that the point of ECTOPLASMER?
Yeah.
When you're swapping to the beatdown, you want their board to be empty so you can kill them. And the Saku ends up coming up a lot because you want the Saku to bait them into trying to swing into an orc. Right? They swing to the orc and you clear it. And
Oh, because it goes to defense.
yeah, and it's in defense. And then you treat it like a token or something.
Yeah.
And then they attack into it and you Saku them. So now it stays alive.
Yeah.
And then now they have a problem they have to deal with.
Ooh.
Right? The other thing that's cool is that the Saku is good for keeping their board empty. So let's say you don't have ECTOPLASMER, you can just Saku and then hit them with something big.
Yeah.
Right? Or just like normal summon germ attack.
Yeah.
So you want their board to be empty as much as possible for the beatdown. And then call. Right? Extender,
yeah.
right? And that's all 15. So,
Alright.
If you want, there are some negotiable slots, right? Like you could play Dust Tornadoes to enforce that beatdown aspect, kind of like Earth Aggro. You could play Mobius or Jinzo. You actually end up being able to tribute well a lot in this deck because of Malice Doll.
Yeah.
So you have Recruiters, the Tomato, the Germs, and the Malice Doll. So the Malice Doll will get tributed for ECTOPLASMER, and even if they shoot the ECTOPLASMER, your standby phase he still comes back with his own effect.
Wow.
So that's tribute fodder.
Yeah.
Right? So that's really good. And I used to play one Mobius, you can still play it. I used to play a Jinzo, but ended up sucking, so I stopped playing it. And then any tribute is good. I tried playing Dark Ruler Hades.
Oh.
Because he's a fiend.
Yeah.
And he's similar to Zaborg, but he's a fiend and he's dark. So
Yeah.
he fits the
fiend.
synergy.
Yeah.
And summoning him off of RDD is really messed up. Because he can't be summoned from grave. So you banish him from your grave and summon him from the banish zone. So you can circumvent that,
Yeah.
And 2450 is no joke. Right?
That's big.
That kills everything that isn't BLS.
Yeah.
So
Big boy.
I think that's great.
Big boy.
So that's the entire list. I've made edits to it. The list I tried playing the most recently was a Chaos variant.
Oh.
It's really boring. You just cut out a lot of the fiends and you replace them with Chaos monsters. So Thunder Dragon, Moth, and BLS.
Yeah.
Right? And it's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Right? That build is better overall, and it still lets you play that cool control shell, but it's basically just Chaos Control with 3 ECTOPLASMER and 2 Malice Doll in it.
Oh.
So if you want, you can play that too.
Yeah.
I like the fun stuff. I like the Giant Germ.
The giant Yerm.
Giant Germ.
Let's go.
And that's the deck.
That's it, bro.
This
Thank
deck
you
is
guys.
hilarious.
Look at this. I brought back Tim OD from the dead, bro. He's a zombie type now.
From the Banish Zone.
From the Banish Zone. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy echo-YGO and the GOAT, Tim OD. Boosta baby. It's Yugioh. We got Julian here. We got Calvin YGO in the back. We got Young Meech.
Hey, shout out to Calvin YGO for the giant orc, bro.
That's right.
Giant orc.
The best
right there.
chaos player, right?
Hey,
Ivan
he's gonna win some
Rosito.
pods at
Ivan
the regional.
Rosito right here.
He's gonna win some pods at the regional.
That's
bro. You
right.
gotta
All
watch out
right.
for him.
Signing out, bitches.